So, Tim, you're here?
Yep. Yep, I'm here.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Um, yeah. Um, 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 um. Anything interesting from Monday? Not really. So the only thing that we have now is that we have now a dashboard Etherpad very similar to our orchestrated Etherpad,
Yep.
but that's not anything really interesting for us right now.
Yeah.
So we have some really bad version dependencies between our orchestrator modules and the external orchestrators. Rook 1.0 will be incompatible with the Rook orchestrator in Nautilus in the first Nautilus release. So the Ansible runner servers as of right now is incompatible with the Ansible orchestrator module because of the authentication, as far as I know, John Miguel. And
Yeah.
I think just recently we've just fixed the problem with the Salt version REST API
Yes.
with a password. So we have some really
Yep.
tight version dependencies between our orchestrator modules and the external orchestrators. And I'm really failing to see how we can solve this problem in the long run.
But in the case of the Ansible orchestrator, okay, well, it's true that there is a major change in the external orchestrator because we are going to start to use TLS mutual authentication. So I think that it's logical that this dependency, this change, is going to move things, okay? But in any case, what I think is that probably we should fix a version in the orchestrator module. I mean, there is an status. I think that we have an status method in the orchestrator module in order to see if it is possible to run the orchestrator or if there is any kind of problem. So I think that maybe we should fix in this method one version in order to warn that the correct version is being used in the external orchestrator.
Yeah, there was a different, very similar solution in the dashboard regarding the version of Ceph iSCSI because we also have a tight version dependency there. We just have to implement it, I think. So having a version check basically, making sure that the version of the Ceph Ansible of the Ansible runner service is compatible with our Ansible manager module, and very similar that the Rook version is compatible to the Rook manager module, and the DeepC version is compatible to the DeepC manager module.
I think this. I mean, this is going to have to. This will have to be done inside each module. Like there would need to be. Actually, don't know if I can. There would need to be a way for, say, the DeepC module to query Salt and see what version is present, or somehow,
Yeah.
and then you know, and I mean, obviously, we should be trying to make our version compatibility as broad as possible. Yeah, I think doing that inside the what is it is available or I can't remember the method name now.
Yeah, I think it's available, even though it was not originally meant to do network calls.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to fix the orchestrator interface call for that.
Yeah, so it's Oh yeah. The comment on it is the available method is reports whether we can talk to the orchestrator.
Yeah.
And there can be a message about what it is, but it's like it might be called frequently, so make sure it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
It's we could, but you could cache something. You could try to check the version once and then, yeah, I don't know.
And another idea is to make sure that we are actually testing the Ceph Manager modules within the external orchestrator. So making sure that we are running the manager module in the Rook CI, or running the DeepC manager module in the DeepC CI, or running the Ansible module in Ceph Ansible. I don't know. That would be basically the other way around, to make sure that
Yeah.
the external orchestrators do not break the connection between the manager module and the orchestrator. I really don't know what would be the best option. Maybe a combination of both.
I do have a very limited. I do have a limited test of the orchestrator, of the Ceph Manager orchestrator module now happening in DeepC's
Yeah.
CI. I mean, it enables the orchestrator, and then it makes sure that it can call Ceph orchestrator status, and that includes enabled and DeepC, and it makes sure it can call Ceph orchestrator service list, I think, and get something back. So at least it's a very simple smoke test.
But that already is very helpful. We don't have that for DeepC. We don't have that for Rook or for Ansible right now.
Yeah.
And this is only to check the version of the external orchestrator where you are enabling the module, the orchestrator module. Tim.
When DeepC deploys Ceph, it will enable the orchestrator module, and then DeepC's tests will run a couple of orchestrator commands to make sure they work, but it's necessarily testing whichever version of Ceph happens to be it's installing, I guess.
Yes, but this is something that is happening only when you are installing the system.
This is happening as part of the DeepC continuous integration testing.
Okay, but for example, I am thinking in a real situation in a production installation. Okay, everything is installed, and I think that we should prevent problems. For example, changing the external orchestrator without changing for example, the manager modules.
That's going to be difficult. I mean, the orchestrator modules can't stop people from installing things or upgrading things if somebody goes and tries to do that. It would just, if somebody installed an incompatible version of, say, Rook or DeepC or Ansible, then the orchestrator module would just stop working.
No, I'm for example, I don't know if for DeepC is the same, but for example, in my case, it's easy, for example, to keep the Ceph cluster untouched, okay, without any change, but for example, upgrade the external orchestrator, which is the Ansible runner service, and in this case, this can cause problems in the cluster. So maybe some kind of check when the orchestrator module is running is needed. I don't know if for DeepC can happen the same, but you understand what I mean, the problem that I am describing. Tim, are you there?
Tim is on mute.
Sorry, my connection dropped out
Okay.
for a little bit somehow.
Okay. Have you heard my last description of the problem?
Not quite. Sorry.
Okay, I mean that in my case, for the Ansible orchestrator, it is possible to keep the Ceph cluster untouched, okay, without any change. And for example, the user upgrade the external Ansible runner service, and this can cause problems. So in my case, I think that is needed some kind of check while we are running the orchestrator module in order to check this kind of things. For example, for me, it could be useful, well, to check in the moment that you are enable the module. I think that it could be good to check what is the version of the external orchestrator. This is in the moment that you are doing enable the module. This is one of the checks, and the other check could be maybe if you catch one kind of error in the execution of it doesn't matter what command, to check the version in order to see if there is any kind of problem with this.
Yeah. It depends on, it might be difficult to check when you're actually enabling the orchestrator because at least in the case of DeepC, you have to configure and enable the orchestrator module before it can talk to DeepC, before it is even able to check what version it's running against. So there's possibly a chicken and egg problem with the enablement test.
Okay, but I think that you have the configuration settings for the Ceph manager module, and then when you start the module, one of the first things that is doing is to check the external orchestrator. At least in the Ansible runner service is what I did.
Okay.
It's just an idea, okay? I think that we should have 2 points for check the problem, this kind of problem. One point is when you start the module, and the other point is if you have any kind of error, well, you can check that the external orchestrator is in the right version. I think that is one of the this could save a lot of hours of investigating what is happening to the final user.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Anything else to discuss here in this topic right now?
No, I don't think so. I don't have anything else.
Okay, a quick status update from my side. I've updated this pull request. It adds orchestrator wait. Now is rebased on top of master.
Okay.
And it works, at least in my system. So
Well,
Reviewing would be welcomed. Anyway, that's it from my side.
okay, I will take a look. Okay, and well, but basically, if nothing changed from the last version, I think that it is okay.
I've just rebased it to master and add some tests. So Mika, you are still working on the Ansible runner service?
Yes. Well, the problem is that well, I commented on Monday. I have been investigating what is happening. Okay, so for me it's not clear in this moment what is happening. Is if it is something that depends of my environment, I am using a container, or if it is something that comes from the version. I think that from the new version of the Ansible runner project. I think
Yeah, you mean the bug report we have in? Do you mean the bug report we have in Redmine?
In Redmine, no. Well, I am using now the last version of the Ansible Runner project. That is one of the tools that is using the Ansible Runner service. Okay. And the problem is that it seems that the Ansible Runner tool has changed part of the fields that are returned in asynchronous calls. I think that this is basically the problem. Okay. But I need to, well, I am checking, but I am problems with log files. As always, it's not easy. But well, let's see if today I can find what is the root cause, and depending of this root cause, I will raise a bug in the Ceph tracker in order to have cleared this problem. Okay, it's what we discussed on Monday.
Okay, that's cool.
And there was a bug in the Ansible for the Ansible stator module. I have answered the last requirement of the user. That basically is that he doesn't know how to get the log file of the manager. So I have put some instructions in order to get this information.
He already answered.
What?
No, he didn't. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It was a few minutes ago.
No, he didn't. So yeah, let's see if he can. Yeah, he's answering properly. Okay. I guess Tim is doing some downstream work. He's still having connection issues.
Yeah. Yeah, my audio's been a bit up and down. So updates from me that the DeepC is deploying the Orchestration module, more or less, depending on that dashboard thing. So the next thing that I need to do is make sure that the DeepC Orchestrator will actually print out the URLs of the iSCSI and Ganesha endpoints. But I've also had some other non-orchestrator work to do relating to upgrades and things. So I've been sort of switching around a little.
I guess the upgrading is a bit more important right now than the orchestrator.
Yeah, a little bit. But I will try to get this iSCSI and Ganesha endpoint thing sorted out
I think we really need,
Um,
the only thing that's needed is to return the URL and the Ganesha Rados object, and
yeah, this should be like totally easy. Like I hopefully I can just go and do it tomorrow and it'll be done.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yep. Not from my side, I think.
Should we get anything else from your side?
No, no. This is all from my part.
Perfect. Then see you on Monday or next week.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, cool. And hopefully my audio will be working better by then.
Yeah. So the internal scores we had were fine. Is it just BlueJeans that's a problem? Or is it your internet connection? Okay, looks like you're gone already. So, if I can help you debugging that problem, then just ping me.